Guys, welcome back to the ALGS channel. Hope you guys are all doing well and having a great day so far. A lot to dive into and discuss today as the Apex Legends Global Series League Ops Manager tab came out today and did announce that the first wave of Pro League invites were sent out. And of course, there's a lot of teams that are being looked at here. A lot of teams that people are wondering, did they get the invite? What's going on with these invites? And of course, we're here to dive into it, discuss it in today's video. And then also we've got to talk about organizations that are looking to potentially possibly get back into the Apex Legends scene and what roster might they be going for. Will it be big powerhouse names that are got big Twitch streams, or may it just be teams that are looking good in scrims right now? All things Apex Legends esports related in today's video. Of course, like, subscribe, and comment down below if you guys want to stay up to date. Also, big shout out to Glytch Energy for sponsoring today's video. This company has really supported this channel and honestly my main channel as well for so long. Better than any other company has honestly done. My best sponsor I probably have ever had. You can also use my code jmeyelsbiz to get 20% discount. Maui Punch is my flavor. It's got my logo on it and everything, so make sure to go check it out. The link is down in the description below. They've also got apparel, they've got supplements, they got all kind of stuff. And let's go ahead and dive right into this. First thing I wanted to make mention of, coming in from the games tonight, minus Tempo, the scrims last night, the Dojo, R64, and Dudes Night Out in the top 3 for Lobby A. You've got some notable teams obviously right behind them with TSM and Flat, Most Hated, Dark Zero in the top 10 once again. And then down in Lobby B, you've got 123, Furia, and Smoke Break in the top 2, or in the top 3. And Smoke Break and 123 are really good rosters. I've been watching some of those guys for quite some time in the challenger scene, so to see them nades, like, obviously it's really exciting to see. Some of these players are on the up and up. Some of these players, this is their year, right? A lot of these guys have not really had a breakthrough, so to see some of these other challenger teams finally get up there, it's really good to see, and I'm happy for them as well. But another squad that's really on the lookout is Furia. They made a lot of roster changes. Obviously Albrelelli is now in, you had his Watson retiring, Sea Lion is gone, you now have PvP in the mix, and so you would have really thought that this roster would just be doing good work already, big time. And they have been doing some good work. They've had some decent days, but overall it's not been crazy dominant days out of Furia. We've not seen that dominant side of Furia yet. However, this is a team rebuilding from the ground up, and Furia looks to be a little bit better as of late. We'll see if they can keep this trend moving forward. I do want to note that although they're in Lobby B is a lot more stacked than normal. I mean, you've got obviously 123 has done good in Lobby A. Smoke Break's been the same way. Optic Gaming's down here. Sentinel's down here. You've also got you've got Rise Gaming in Lobby B as well. So it's not necessarily like this lobby was just an absolute breeze to go through. So really good work out of Furia. Hopefully they can keep that up. Also, Furia is one of the top teams in the mentions today because Tab did tweet this out earlier, the League Ops Manager for the ALGS, saying that the first wave for Apex Legends Pro League invites are finally out and were sent out today. Shortly after this happened, of course, everybody was tweeting about it. Every team was getting their announcement. You even saw Design and Timmy tweet out that they got their invites. DNO tweeted out that they got their invites. And then one of the big ones obviously was Furia. A lot of teams were questioning, or players and fans were questioning, if Furia would get this invite after obviously only playing at one LAN last year. And then also you had this situation where unfortunately third place in LCQ, people were wondering what was going to happen. But yes, they did get invited to LAN, and of course I think most people knew that this was going to be happening. And then of course Madness as well, with team already there. I think they were like the only team to actually get that guaranteed qualify spot for having their like average of split 1 and split 2 of just how well they did in Pro League. They did really well overall. And then of course you've got Keon and Vax doing work on 100 Thieves, I think, making it to all the lands there. Keon making the split 1 playoffs. So they had a lot of experience here, and Madness's squad did get the invite. Now they did invite Team Stability, but of course now they're known as already there. So that's what's going on with the ALGS invites. However, there were 2 players in particular that did not post anything. Now I want to preface this. This video is being recorded at 12:33 a.m. midnight Eastern time. They're probably asleep, and of course this was sent out like 4 hours ago. There's a chance that maybe they were not included into the first wave, but there's also a chance that, you know, maybe EU hasn't really tweeted out anything, APAC hasn't tweeted out anything, so this could have just been North American Pro League invites that were sent out at the time. But there were 2 teams in particular that obviously a lot of people were looking at and wondering if they got an invite, because everybody was tweeting about it. Every single pro team just about were tweeting out on Twitter that they got the invite. They were showing the DM of Tab inviting them specifically like this, but there were 2 players at the time of recording. Like I said, this could have been changed. If it has changed, make sure to check out apexglobalseries.com. You'll see the update there, and then also you can check down in the pinned comment as well. But at the time of recording, Nick Merckx had not posted anything about being invited, and E8 or Zach Mazer had not posted anything about being invited. So neither Tripods nor E8 had posted anything. But if you took a look at this original tweet, you'll see that he says that the first wave is out. And if you're not sure exactly what he's talking about, here is what the EA article says. So teams who competed in year 3 championship, split 1 playoffs, or split 2 playoffs have been invited. I would imagine that this bullet point, you see how there's 4 different bullet points, I would imagine that this is the first wave. So the reason you're probably not seeing some of these other teams is not necessarily because they didn't get invited. It's probably because teams invited at the discretion of ALGS, which we look for to be E8 and maybe even Tripods and maybe even more. That's probably wave number 2. However, we also thought that this squad right here would be Madness's guarantee to get in a pro league. However, he may have qualified in another place as well. So this is where a lot of people are getting, you know, a little bit anxious. We're waiting to see what wave 2 is going to be all about. And it's also interesting to note, is wave 1 considering all regions or just North America? Obviously, we're going to keep you up to date right here on the channel and as well as the apexglobalseries.com website. But as Madness had posted out on their Twitter, they were also looking for an organization to represent. There's a big organization that comes to mind that may be interested, obviously, in not only coming back into the ALGS that we've already talked about, but also specifically into the North American scene, as it seems like everybody just wants to move there because that's where the money is to be made. Now, when they come back, do you want to go for a team that's performing well in scrims currently? Or do you want to go for a guy who maybe is the biggest asset to any organization right now that comes at a hefty price as well? So obviously Madness, a really good roster, the most consistent roster in North American right now, I believe, as far as scrims go. But then you've also got someone like Sweet Dreams, who is a very talented player in the North American scene. 2nd place, I believe, at split 1 playoffs. Top 10, I think, in the last split 2 playoffs and in finals for world championship as well. A lot obviously riding here, and this guy has got quite the asset to offer. He is a really big talent. He's got all the stream views. He's got all the YouTube influence. He's got so much grasp on the North American scene. Any team he goes to is immediately going to become one of the fan favorites because of who Sweet actually is and the rivalry that's been there with Imperial Hal for quite some time. But what will this organization look to do, and who will they actually look to go for, and who is even the organization in question? It is none other than SSG. Of course, SSG is an organization that left Apex not long ago, called out EA for how bad they were supporting the scene and not supporting it at all, or even helping some of the organizations, but did say they were looking at returning at ALGS if EA basically got their act together. And it looks like that might be what's going on after all the leaks and rumors about potential partnerships going on with EA from Minus Tempo or whatever it is that it seems like EA is looking to do, supports the scene more. I'm actually excited to see that Space Station might be able to get back into the scene after a recent comment, obviously, a couple of weeks ago on the ALGS Year 4 announcement. They commented with a little bit of a, I guess, curious gif and maybe even a little bit interesting gif. And I think a lot of people are looking for them to return. But not only that, I will say, I've been getting DMs also. A lot of people are wondering, what is Space Station doing? Hey, have you heard what Space Station has been up to? Even people that are pro players. I've been getting DMs from some of the pro players about Space Station specifically. And I know that Space Station is a name that a lot of these pros that are not signed, they're looking for. They want to get on that roster. It's a big team. It's one of those organizations that you don't want to miss that opportunity if it's there. And it seems like everyone is under the assumption that SSG would return. But if they do return, what do they go for? Do they go for Sweet, the big North American name? Do they go for the recent powerhouse in scrims with already there? Interested to see what you guys have to say about Space Station Gaming and their potential rumored return in North America. Also, in a recent live stream that we talked about on the Apex Global Series website, Sweet did actually say that there were other orgs in general looking to get back into the Apex scene, which is a good sign for now. We'll see obviously what happens. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends esports related. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.